The British people are about to have practiced upon them a trick even cruder and more shameless than that by which they were cheated out of their inheritance of parliamentary self-government in the first place.
Would you say it really was the sort of first step towards the democracy we have today?
It's not the first step to democracy, it is the first step to Parliament.
Are the British people, when they vote, to be able to change the policies of the government that has previously been there?
I think they have a right to have, and that's a final say. Now they know what Brexit looks like. And now they, I think, begin to appreciate that the current deal that we have with the EU is the best deal we can ever get.
In normal circumstances, parliamentary democracy serves our country well. But in the last 2 and a bit years, I have been ashamed of the behaviour of this Parliament. A Parliament in which academic analysis referred to by the House of Commons Library points out that 409 out of the 650 constituencies had Leave majorities, and that was on an 80% turnout, far higher than any turnout that we are elected on at a general election. So over the last 2 and a bit years, we have a Parliament that thinks it knows better than the public this Parliament explicitly gave the decision to.
As the armies of King William and King James faced each other across the Boyne, they could not have realised just how important the outcome would be. The war fought in Ireland was a significant part of the Glorious Revolution, which began in 1688.
For me, and I think as I read history, it meant first and foremost the establishment of William as the King of the British Isles. In other words, in a year when he had already suffered a defeat in a naval engagement and in a Scottish engagement, if he had suffered defeat at the Boyne, then I would hesitate to say what might have happened in historical terms. I think it would have been a catastrophe for democracy and for the Protestant cause.
Which was the moment when we established our current constitution and our Bill of Rights.
They have a right and an ability to come to a different view if at the end of the process Brexit simply isn't what people thought.
a Liberal Democrat majority government would stop Brexit by revoking Article 50.
Something very vital is being lost in the United Kingdom, and I thought the deaths column of the Times newspaper yesterday summed it up rather well. UK democracy on the 29th of March 2019, aged 312. It was with sad regret that democracy died quietly in her sleep at 11 p.m. on March the 29th, 2019. The cause of death was foul play, and the culprits have yet to be brought to justice. Democracy campaigned for the rule of law, human rights, and always favoured the majority in her decisions. She will be sorely missed. God have mercy on our soul.
Nicola Sturgeon gave her party support to a second Brexit referendum.
I've said before we would not stand in the way of a second referendum, the so-called people's vote. I think the SNP MPs would undoubtedly vote for
they would.
That
That's
proposition.
very important.
We shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be. We shall fight on the beaches, we shall fight on the landing grounds, we shall fight in the fields and in the streets, we shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender.
So why do so many in this House continue to support Brexit when they know it will wreck jobs, the NHS and our standing in the world? This is the fundamental dishonesty of the heart of the Brexit debate. Most MPs must now recognise in private, but do not say it in public. Brexit is a con, a trick, a swindle, a fraud, a deception that will hurt most of those people it promised to help. A dangerous fantasy which will make every problem it claims to solve worse.
What is happening in British politics beginning on May the 23rd isn't now just about Brexit, isn't now just about us leaving the European Union. It's about what kind of country we are. We have the oldest, longest serving continuous parliament in the world, the mother of parliaments. We have fought and given much for that principle of nation-state democracy, not just for us, but for our friends in Europe too. I sense amongst some in my country disillusionment, but in others I sense a burning anger. Not one to put on yellow vests and protest, but one that says we need a peaceful political revolution in our country. We need to sweep away the two-party system that has let us down so badly, and I think you're all going to be very, very surprised by what happens on May the 23rd. It will be a new future for British democracy, and goodness me, it's needed.